Hello and welcome to the chess workshop where the brain is our grinder. And today we're going to have a look at this endgame right here, queen and king against knight and king. And before I do anything, I want you to think it out for yourself. Pause the video and try to find a winning strategy. And then you can go ahead, continue watching the video, and I show you the solution. Okay, I hope you found your plan and know what to do. Now I'm going to show you how to win this. And well, the first thing we have to know is that the principle is actually the same as in the king and queen against king endgame, because we want to force this king to an edge, somewhere here, for example, the 8th rank. And we use the queen and the king to force the black king back to an edge, and then we'll be able to checkmate the black king. And here we are going to start to improve our king position first. That's the second thing we have to know, because we need the king too this time. The knight is a very good defender of the king, but it's of course not enough to hold this draw. So here in this position we are improving our king position by playing king b2. Now black plays king d5, king c3, knight e4 check, king d3, knight c5 check, and you can already see that this is the idea for black. The knight can give checks to the king and doesn't allow white to make any improvements, but this is this is not enough, because the knight can't check always. For example, after we play king e3 here, now black has to do something else, and here black plays knight e6. And of course, black tries to stay in the center as long as he can, because if he goes to an edge, as I said, that only allows white to create some checkmate threats. And here we play our first queen move. And the queen moves are always in that way that we attack the knight or give a check. Well, we attack the knight and give a check so that the king always has to protect his knight and he can't go away. You can't separate the king from the knight, because if you do that, and we'll see that later on, that the knight just gets lost, and after that it's just a normal queen and king against king endgame. So you know how to do that. And well, coming back to this position, we play queen f5 here, check, queen f5 check here, and now the king has to go to d6 because he has to defend the knight on e6. And here we can bring our king in closer to the black king, king e4. Now black plays knight c5 check, king d4. We want to stay on the 4th rank with the king, knight e6 check. And here, for example, there's another check with knight b3, for example, and this doesn't work because the knight is getting lost, because he gets separated from the king, and this is not good because the knight can't defend himself. So here, for example, we play king c4, we attack the knight d2 check, and now we play king c3, and you can already see here the marked squares. There is no possibility for the knight, there's no move for the knight, so the knight gets lost here in the next move, either by capturing on d2, or if the knight moves, then we take the knight with a king or with a queen. So this doesn't work. You don't want to separate the knight from the king, and that's why black has to play knight e6 here, and we stay there with the king on the 4th rank. That's what we want. King c4, knight c7, and here it is time again for a new queen move. and we give a check, and at the same time we attack the knight, so the knight can't be um, can't be left alone basically. The king has to protect the knight, and that allows us to force the black king closer to an edge. So here we play queen c5 check. The king has to go to d7. He has to protect the knight. And now we play not a waiting move, but we want to secure the black king there on the 7th rank. And we play queen b6. This cuts off the knight here, the king on the 6th rank. And at the same time, we attack the knight, so it's not possible really to move the king. Of course, we could play king d8 here, but this would only help white. So black just moves the knight, he plays knight e6. Now it's time to bring our king closer. We play king d5, knight c7 check. That's the defense idea for black, which is not enough. But here we play king e5, knight e8, and here maybe you can guess the next move. We want to give a check and attack the knight at the same time, so that the king has to stay close to the knight, and at the same time we force the black king to an edge now. And well, the move is queen e6 check. The king has to go to d8, and now we want to secure the king on the 8th rank, so we play queen f7. And here there is only one move left for black. If that not loses the knight immediately, that is knight c7, now king d6, and here you can see that we already create some checkmate threats right here on d7. And there are two options for black. For example, he could go back to e8, but now we can just play king c6, and now black plays king c8, but that leaves the knight hanging there with checkmate. So we can also play knight f6, but here you can already see that this is kind of a Zugzwang position. So either the king moves and the knight gets lost, or the knight moves and the knight is hanging. For example, here knight f6, queen takes f6, and then you know how to checkmate this position right here. And I leave this for the viewer to checkmate this position right here. So let's go back. So knight e8 check doesn't work, and there's another one which is knight b5 check. But also this doesn't change anything. We can create again with king c6 a checkmate threat here on d7, and at the same time we attack the knight here on b5. So the knight has to move, and he has to move with a check, so knight d4 check and king c5. And here you can see that the knight has to go too far away from the king, from the black king. And for example, knight b3 check immediately doesn't work because we just take it away with the queen, and then from here on you know how to checkmate this position. Or for example, if the knight goes to e2, that's also too far away because we can just play king d6 back, and then there's no defense against queen d7 checkmate, or if he moves the king, then queen c7 checkmate. So this doesn't work. What else is there? Knight c2. That's the same thing. We play king d6 again. And let's see, we have knight f5, of course, that prevents king d6, but of course we can just take away the knight on f5 and then checkmate comfortably from here. So you can see that this position is lost for black, so there's no no way to to hold this for black. And yeah, I'm gonna leave this position here for the viewer, and yeah, so you can convince yourself that this is actually a lost position, that the knight has no available square where he can prevent checkmate, or yeah, he will get lost. There's nothing left for black, and this is how you win this particular endgame. And here in this endgame, it's very important that we use the queen and the king. Since the knight is a good defender, we have to use both. It's not like queen and king against king, where you can just use the queen to force the black king to an edge. But here you have to use the king and the queen. But also that is fairly easy to accomplish. And then after the king is forced to an edge, we can just checkmate. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, please subscribe to my channel for more chess content.